Hello folks, how's it going? Just wanted to tell you all what I've been listening to this week. I was unaware of these four Lovecraft stories. I've listened to loads of his stuff, but I, as until this week, hadn't come across these four that I'm going to tell you about tonight briefly, only briefly. But yeah, I hadn't heard of these. So I listened to them at work this week, and there's two of them I really liked, and two of them that I didn't care for at all. Couldn't get into them. The two I did like, one of them was called The Fisherman of Falcon Point. I think it was a 10-minute story, very short. Well, they're all pretty short, actually. Actually, no, three of them were very short. One of them was about an hour long. But The Fisherman of Falcon Point, it was about a 10-minute audiobook I listened to. And I really liked it. It was clearly set in the Cthulhu mythos, referencing all sorts of sea creatures. It's about this fisherman who witnesses some very bizarre stuff, and is kind of ridiculed by the residents of his village. Very brief, very short story, but it was pretty good listening. The other one I listened to, which to me didn't seem to have anything to do with the Cthulhu mythos, was it was called Two Black Bottles, and it seemed to me to be more sort of religious, like Christianity, the devil, and stuff like that. The two, Two Black Bottles. Yeah, I really liked that one as well. The two that I didn't like one was called The Reminiscence of Dr. Samuel Johnson. Now this was, again, it was only about 10 minutes. I was utterly bored by this one. There was it didn't draw me in at all. It was boring. It didn't seem to be, there was no horror to it. It seemed like a very boring period piece about a guy that, from what I could gather, he's like an eternal. He's lived for like 250 years or whatever, but that's pretty much all I can remember. I just found it utterly boring. So that's one I wouldn't recommend. And the other one that I wouldn't recommend is one called Bothon, something like that. God, my voice is struggling there. Apologies about that. I sound like a right wuss. Yeah, this one called Bothon. Again, it was about an hour long. Now I made 27 minutes of this audiobook, and I had to turn it off. I was just bored, and in the end I was like, why am I listening to this? And I just don't want to be. So I'm being honest, I didn't listen to all of it, but I could only make it through 27 minutes, and I just had to turn it off. It was doing nothing for me, and I thought, there's no point. Now, all of these, I think, actually, I'm not sure. I know the one Bothon it was something Lovecraft wrote in collaboration with someone else, i.e. either ghostwritten or, they both had a hand in it. But I think that was Lovecraft and a guy called Henry S. Whitehead, who I seem to remember he had done other stuff with as well. Bloody my voice, do my nutting now. So I'm very weak tonight, this voice. Apologies, pain in the ass, there you go. Anyway, yeah, so this Bothon, yeah. I don't know if any of the others were written in collaboration with someone else, other people, because as you're probably all aware, he did a lot of works that were his own stuff, and he did other stuff that he'd done with other people or for other people. Whether he'd written it, no, of course he did. Yeah, he would have written it for him, wouldn't he? Anyway, I'm rambling. God, it's already been 5 minutes. I wasn't even going to talk for that long about this lot, but I'll just clarify again. The Fisherman of Falcon Point and Two Black Bottles, I would recommend both of them. Some really good tension in that Two Black Bottles. Yeah. But Bothon and the Reminiscence of Dr. Samuel Johnson, I wouldn't recommend them. I wouldn't. But you can be the judge of that. Listen for yourself. I'll put the links in to the ones I listen to. And yeah, fill your boots. Have a listen, see what you think. Anyway, that's it. Cheerio for now.